Okay, Mr. Mayor, we are live.
Okay, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the August 25, 2020 City Council special video meeting. I'm Mayor Benson Wong. Tonight's City Council meeting is using video conferencing technology provided by Zoom. The Zoom video of this meeting is being broadcast live and will be uploaded to the city's YouTube channel later this evening. City Manager Jesse Vaughn and City Attorney Beal Park are participating in tonight's meeting remotely. Other public audience members are listening to the meeting by telephone or via the internet. Welcome to all and thank you for joining us tonight. Council members, please ensure that your microphones are tuned on for the roll call. Will the city clerk please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Benson Wong.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Wendy Weicker.
Here.
Councilmember Lisa Anderall. Here. Councilmember Jake Jacobson.
Here.
Councilmember Salim Neese.
Here.
Councilmember Craig Reynolds.
Here.
Councilmember Dave Rosen.
Here.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now move to the only item of business to discuss and take action on citywide communications related to sound transit. Before allowing city council members opportunities to make a comment about the proposed communications, I want to give council members a time to ask any questions that they might have. And if you have a question, please raise your hand using the feature, and I will do my best to recognize council members in the order in which hands are raised. After being recognized, please limit yourself to one question. Everyone will be asked to, again, limit themselves to one question in order to allow other city council members an opportunity to ask a question that they might have. After there are no further questions, we can then entertain a motion. If the motion is made and seconded, council members may then speak in favor or against the motion. Again, please use your feature to raise your hand in order to make your comment, and I again will do my best to recognize the hands raised in the order that they are. And so, does anybody at this point? I guess I'm going to turn this over to the city manager and to introduce this particular citywide communication.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And for the record, I am Jesse Vaughn, the city manager for the city of Mercer Island. Tonight, council, I am asking you to review and approve a letter to the community that you will be the signatory on. To do this, oh, there we are, thanks. We have communications manager Ross Freeman, who is going to screen share the draft letter, and I will also ask him to read the letter aloud, considering that the letter was not included in your city council packet for this special meeting. So Ross, will you go ahead and share your screen, please?
There we go. Is that visible for you all?
No, it's not.
Okay, stand by.
Oh, there we go.
How's that?
There it is. Thank you. Go ahead, Ross.
Good. Okay, so this will take a few minutes. Title of this letter is City Prepared to Enforce Terms of Sound Transit Settlement Agreement on Bus Rail Interchange Design. It's dated August the 25th, 2020, and it is a letter to the community from your city council. Dear Mercer Island community, in May of 2020, we wrote an open letter to all residents encouraging active engagement in Sound Transit's planning for modifications to North Mercer Way that will allow bus passengers to transfer to and from the Eastlink light rail, in parentheses, bus rail interchange, close parentheses. The community had an opportunity to comment on Sound Transit's 60% plans during a June 2020 online open house facilitated by Sound Transit. City staff also provided technical review comments to Sound Transit's 30% and 60% plan iterations. Sound Transit has recently informed the city that it will finalize its plans, i.e. 100%, and submit its construction permit application in September 2020. New paragraph. It is essential for all islanders to understand that the bus rail interchange as currently proposed by Sound Transit is in breach of the 2017 settlement agreement between Sound Transit and the city, with the potential to adversely impact traffic patterns and public safety for all of our residents. We have notified Sound Transit numerous times that its current plan, which includes new curb cuts to accommodate bus layovers along North Mercer Way, fails to meet the terms of the settlement agreement, which explicitly forbade these features. We have also voiced concerns over future operations that this plan enables, including the high volume of bicycles and pedestrians that will be expected to mix with cars and buses adjacent to the busy park and ride location once Eastlink Light Rail is operational. Despite the city's reasonable objections and requests for essential information, Sound Transit has repeatedly ignored our concerns and insisted on unilaterally implementing its design plans. Unfortunately, we have reached an impasse in our discussions with Sound Transit. In August, Sound Transit leadership refused the city's good faith offer to engage in mediation with an independent third party as a final attempt to avoid litigation between public agencies. Given Sound Transit's stance, we find ourselves with no recourse but to prepare for legal action. In the midst of unprecedented public health and economic disruption due to the pandemic, and despite diminished city finances, we believe we must resort to this course of action. We are unanimous in this approach because we believe it is in the best interest of our community now and going forward. New paragraph. With few tools at our disposal to finance the costs of litigation, we believe the most prudent path is to consider implementing a temporary 36-month utility tax increase, which will cost the average ratepayer about $50 per year. The city will utilize these resources to assert its rights under the settlement agreement. A temporary utility tax increase with the same approach we used to fund the 2017 litigation with Sound Transit that led to the settlement agreement, limiting Sound Transit's use of North Mercer Way. New paragraph. We acknowledge that the timing of this potential litigation is far from ideal, and we also understand that light rail service is important to many islanders. But we strongly and unanimously consider it our duty as your council to take the steps necessary to enforce the terms of the settlement agreement. New paragraph. The City Council will review a draft utility tax ordinance at the September 1st City Council meeting. We welcome your feedback, encourage you to submit comments via the city's Let's Talk page or to provide public comment during the City Council meeting. The information on the draft utility tax ordinance will be available on the city's website by Thursday, August 27th. The City Council is tentatively planning to take final action on the utility tax ordinance at the September 15th meeting. And it's signed by the Mercer Island City Council with names of all 7 council members. That concludes the letter.
Thank you, Ross. Do you want to remove the letter from the screen?
Sure.
Here. So does any council member have a question for the city manager or for the communications manager at this time? I don't see anybody's hands raised, so I certainly would, council member, certainly would like to entertain a motion, but council member needs to have a comment before, or are you?
No, seeing no questions, I was going to make a motion.
Go ahead.
So I move to approve the city council letter in substantially the form presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion by Councilmember Neese, seconded by Councilmember Jacobson to approve the city council letter in substantially the form presented. Does any council member wish to speak to or against the motion?
As the motion maker, I'll just briefly speak towards the motion. I was one of the council members that voted for the original Sound Transit settlement agreement. And at the time I had entered those negotiations probably within the last month, 45 days of their conclusion. What I said at that meeting, and I think anybody can go back and look at the public testimony, was that the challenge was going to be in the implementation of the settlement agreement. And I think what the public is seeing here tonight is the responsibility of the council to look at what was negotiated and ensure that Islanders who significantly invested in that outcome get what they paid for. And I know that these times are tough and that financially the city is in a position where this is not an ideal situation, but we're being forced effectively to take this action. And so I support the motion for that reason.
Thank you, Councilman. Does anybody wish to also make a comment at all?
This is Lisa Anderl. I'm not finding the raise my hand
Yes.
button, but I am glad that the council is unified on this. I hope that the community will be unified on this. This is a potential impact that is huge for every single person who wants to enter or exit the island, residents and visitors alike. So I think it's really, really important that we enforce this settlement agreement, and I'm 100% behind this.
Thank you, Councilmember Anderall. I don't see anybody else's hand, but I would like to also voice my strong support for this motion. As Councilmember Neese mentioned, we have been talking with Sound Transit over several months, years. And it seems like they simply don't listen to our concerns. And so, again, we've been forced to take action to enforce the settlement agreement as we see it. So again, we're asking all the community to make that financial sacrifice. Again, we are trying to do what we believe is best for Mercer Island. Councilmember Rosenbaum.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to thank everyone in the community who participated in the virtual open house. Despite everything that's going on, it was great to see so many people weigh in. I think this really shows that our community is really united around this, and I know our council as well. So thank you for everyone for taking the time to do that. We look forward to hearing more as this process goes forward.
Thank you. Councilmember Jacobson.
I concur with my predecessors on the importance of this to our island, not only today, tomorrow, but downrange, long range in particular, and the impacts of what Sound Transit wants to do in the way of violating a settlement agreement have severe implications for us. So I'm all for this communication and for the path that we're intend to follow.
Thank you. Okay, I don't see any other hands raised, so I'm going to ask the city clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Anderall,
Aye.
Councilmember Neese,
Aye.
Councilmember Rosenbaum,
Aye.
Councilmember Jacobson,
Aye.
Councilmember Reynolds,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Weicker,
Aye.
and Mayor Wong.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. That, again, is the only item of business tonight. The next regular city council meeting will be Tuesday, September 1 at 5 p.m. There being no further business before the council, the time is now 6:30 and the meeting is adjourned. I guess ask the city council members to please stay seated until the city staff broadcast. Good evening and stay safe and healthy.